All right, so we're back into another video for Dragon Ball Super Card Game Fusion World. Today, we're going to go ahead and continue our reviews, which the last one was actually the red review. So all of the red cards and went over basically ranking all of them. And you can see that up here, I think, in the corner. And honestly, yeah, I really want to just go through all of them. For this one, blue. The next one's probably going to be yellow. And the last one is probably going to be green. And if you want me to continue this in the future, just let me know in the comments if it doesn't get very much viewership or if the hype is down or whatever it may be. If you guys just don't care, I probably won't do it in the future. But I do want to continue to catch up and get your opinions in the comments below. So let me know what you think. So the first one is going to be Zamasu. So he's also pretty interesting. So our last video we talked about TOP Goku. I think he's gonna be very strong. He has a lot of support. Red was already a pretty decent color, probably above average. And TOP Goku basically allows this archetype to breathe and flow pretty well. And for Zamasu, on the other hand, he is a blue character, which blue was already kind of down the dumps. Not the strongest, but I like it. It is very near and dear to my heart because that's kind of why I want to do it now. And Fuse Zamasu also awakens at 3 or less. This is kind of a homage to the original set 1 of Zamasu, set 2 Zamasu, I forget, in Masters, where he was at 2 or less life and you awaken. And the other side is that if you pitch 1, activate main, if your life is 2 or less, you get to add the top card of your deck to your life. Now, here's the thing about this, where sure, this is basically a draw 1. However, you're going to be going against all of the double strikers in the game. So Vegeta, 1718, the new Ribrianne, etc., etc. Pretty much all the double strikers in the game currently, and the ones that are coming out, obviously. But the thing is that you have to play this weird game of if you're at 3 or less life and they double strike you to 1, you only go to 2 life with this ability every turn. And then double strikers are still lethal afterwards, and it just kind of feels a little bit weird. I would imagine outside of all of the really good awakeners such as Mai, you're going to be awakening very quickly in this leader. I think that's the best part of it. If you play 4 Mai and you play some of the new awakening, the old awakening cards, obviously the Gotens and Trunks and stuff like that, it's going to allow you to get to this point very, very easily. Now, the other saving grace about this is that this is just the next version of Broly, where it is 25k, you are at 3 or less life, and you have a kind of annoying ability for your opponent to deal with. And I think Zamasu as a leader is going to scale very well into the future. And I only say that because it is going to be dependent on the blue card pool. Right now, as it stands, for set 1 stuff and, probably for the rest of the stuff that we're going to take a look at, I think he is going to be very decent. I am excited for him. I'm going to probably brew him up and play him as much as possible to kind of have a really solid, concrete opinion about him. I don't know how competitive he's going to be, but on paper, recovery of life, if you're at 2 going to 3 every single turn, that's an extra card draw. Theoretically, that is an extra life that they have to deal with and calculate as far as for going for game. And if you have decent amount of removal in blue and as well as defense in general, you're going to have a pretty good time with this leader. But again, I think it's going to scale very well as long as blue gets better cards. That's all it really depends on. Knowing all that and all that being said, I think he is going to be playable. Not so much highly playable like the TOP Goku, but I'm excited for him, and no one can convince me otherwise. Next up is Kibito. He is a 2k or 2 costs 15k, 10 combo power. When KO, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal an extra card, add it to your hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order or random order. So this is interesting because we have all of these extra cards. It's obviously a call to Zamasu and Goku Black, but this makes Gallic Gun searchable. This makes Final Hope Splash searchable, right? This is really good a support for Trunks, support for Vegeta, obviously, all of the blue leaders that we were taking a look at before. Now, I think this is going to be great support for it. And the only downside is only a 15k, right? Which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? When you think about it, being a 10k combo is going to be pretty useful in general, just to have in your hand. And if you have a bunch of extra cards in your deck, and you can be focusing on it, this is not too bad. I think it is a pretty decent card, not amazing. Being a 2 cost 15k that can swing early on and they swing into it or they remove it with like whatever it may be. This is not too bad. However, because it is a 15k, because it is susceptible to red, because it is only look at top 5, which, you know, when you think about it, you're going to be clogging up your deck with extra cards. I think it's going to be okay. You know, I think he is a mid card. And not suboptimal. I think he is like in between playable and mid. That's all I will say about him. Great save, man. There's not like anything super special about this. This is just a vanilla. You can't really go wrong with vanillas more often than not. Like you're playing started at Goku, obviously this is blue. But for instance, if you had support like that, this would be a little bit better being a 25k, especially going against Broly and stuff like that. Don't really want to get into it that much. 3 costs 20k. It's a 10k combo. Look at the top 3 from the top of your deck and play a Zamasu with a cost of 1. And because this is a win attacking and it is reduced to a 1 cost in Goku Black, I do want to have a controversial say of is this playable? You know, I don't know if you're going to be playing this in Zamasu. I think you'd be playing this in Goku Black, if anything. Is it worth basically bottom decking your 1 cost and then playing it for 1? I think so, because it theoretically can replace itself and you just have another 1 cost Zamasu, which I think we have 2 more, right? No, just 1 more. I think just 1 more, which is this one. So we have 3 in total or 4 in total. I think it's 3 or 4. But either way, you're going to have a lot of good targets, or a lot of you have more quantity of targets now for Goku Black. So this is not a bad card. I think it's probably mid, I would say though. Like it's only useful in Goku Black. Like when you think about it, like what are you going to be playing? You're not going to be playing this in Zamasu. You're not going to be playing this in Trunks. You're going to be playing this in Goku Black, which is why it is not super playable or playable in all the decks. I think it's a pretty decent card and good in Goku Black Leader. That's it. And look at this guy. So it was 4 costs. So it's a 2 cost in Goku Black. So 30k though, which is pretty sick. When attacking, when you have 7 or less cards in your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and 2 costs or less and bottom deck it. I think it's because it is a 30k. It is pretty decent. I don't think you'd be paying 4 for this, right? Like, what are the targets for 2 or less? I think the only cool thing about it is that if you have 7 or less in on board with Vegeta on board, it's reduced by 1. So like this is theoretically a 3 or less, which targets a good amount of yellow targets, good amount of red targets too. The mirror as well, right? Any blue mirror. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty decent card. I think it's again probably in the mid tier, right where the Goku Black is, because it is going to be decent in Goku Black. A 2 cost 30k that bottom deck something is nothing to laugh at, right? So I think it's pretty cool. In total, 3 costs if you're gonna be playing it on a curve like with Goku Black and you're awakened. But yeah, this is a pretty decent card. Nothing. I mean, this is probably gonna be all of blue, honestly. Pay 3, item main, return this card to the owner's hand. So call back to Masters again. If your leader is a Vegeta, play up to 1 Gotenks with a cost of 4 from your hand in rest mode. Did I say Vegeta, whatever. Gotenks, the 4 cost that gets 2 cards from your trash, as long as you have 7 or less. It's pretty cool because this is basically like a new Gotenks engine. I think this is playable. Like when I think about it, like you basically are able to swing with 20k. You have a 10k combo coming back to your hand. You're getting 2 more 10k combos afterwards, and you get a 25k swing, right? If I'm reading all this correctly. So in the Vegeta leader specifically, this is playable. So I will definitely say that this is a good card. Yeah, this is definitely a good card in Vegeta. If you have a Goku Black battle card, this can't be KO'd, which is pretty sweet. Doesn't get around red, so we can go cry in a corner, I guess. On play, look at the top 5. Reveal a Goku Black and add it to your hand. This is a good card for Goku Black. that is it. That is it. 2 costs 20k. Can't be removed by your opponents. Opponent skills in your battle area. Oh, okay, cool. Discard your card from your hand when you're attacking and draw 1. It's an SR, so I will automatically say, like, in any blue deck, this is pretty decent, right? Like, it's 20k for 2. They're just gonna be they're gonna be swinging this at it for at least a couple turns, at 15k as their leader, unless they play their own 20k, like 18 or hit or something like that. But if you're going against red anyway, like, this is just not going to be the greatest card ever, because obviously it's going to be able to remove and all that. They just have to work for a little bit more than most decks. Well, they have to work a little bit more in general to remove him. But the discard 1 and draw 1 is pretty decent, right? You're just filtering out your hand, and you're obviously your Zamasu leader, if you're playing that, is going to like that too. And I think just yeah, all the blue leaders are gonna like that. So definitely a playable card. I'm not gonna say otherwise. It's an SR. When attacking for this 4 cost 25 Zamasu, if you have 7 cards or fewer in hand, you draw 1. Pretty sick already. When KO'd, play this card from your drop and rest mode. Then you can't play Zamasu. This is a great card. I don't know if it's super playable. I think it's just gonna be the first super playable card, because like, it has recursion, it draws you a card, which helps in any of the blue decks for 7 or less. It has combo power, which is like, for this type of card, you would expect it to have 0/0. And yeah, I mean, it just keeps coming back. Like, this is pretty sick. The only downside is that when it's KO'd, so in the mirror for returning back to hand and bottom decking, i.e. Vegeta, this is not going to be great. It's not going to be great against red, but blue and yellow, it's going to be great in general. It's just going to get stuck by 5 cost Frieza. So just don't think about that part. In the spectrum of red or blue, it is a highly playable card. Let's just put that up there and then see if there's anything else after this other than Vegeta. We'll put that up there too. Also, I hate this art. Can someone comment in the comments right now, if you're into this video right now this far, please comment in the comments. What do you think about this art? This is like the worst art, I think, for an SR. So we have 0/0s. This is a 5 cost 30k boy. When KO'd, if you have 7 or less cards, play a Zamasu Fuse with a cost of 6. So I don't think we've gotten to that point just yet. What Zamasu cards are there actually that we can see? Oh yeah, it's the Sky Zamasu. Right. We'll get to that. Literally the next card. This is a 6 cost critical boy, 40k. I think that the whole point is that, like, you're surviving so long throughout the game, you're going to be able to play these bigger threats, right? So by turn 5, you're going to have both this Zamasu swinging at you every single time, and then this Zamasu over here playing out this guy, which clears out the board, which is pretty funny. So critical, 40k, 6 costs. Auto, once per turn, your opponent plays a battle card. Your life is at 1. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards and return them to the hand. So in tandem for these guys, I think they're mid. I think they are mid. And I'll put them like right here. The reason why I say they're mid is because you're not going to be playing this in any other deck, right? The only deck you'd be playing is in this one. So think about it in the way of Vegeta and Trunks, what we have right now. I don't ever see myself playing this for 5 and then having it in my hand for 0 cost, especially as Vegeta, trying to go for game early on or being aggressive, and then for Trunks just having a value engine, and then like so just making myself play Zamasu and then putting these guys two guys in there is just not going to feel that great. So yeah, I just don't feel like these are like super good. I think if this was at 2 or less, it would be perfect, right? Like what are we doing? Why would we pass turn with 1 life? And if they play a card, everything gets back to hand, and then that just helps them for their combo power, right? So like, I don't know. This is just not good. I think it's mid. I think, like, hey, more power to you if you get this off consistently. I just don't see it, but let's move on. Look at the top 5. Look, reveal a Patora card and special traits and put them at the bottom of the deck. I think this is a playable card if you're going to be playing the Patora stuff. Pretty simple cantrip, right? I I mean, I put the one cost Piccolo in mid. I meant to put it in playable because it's just a one cost cantrip. It's whatever. But I mean, it's probably in between these guys. I'll just put that there because it's able to search out these Vegetos, and in the future, hopefully, we'll have other targets. Yeah, we'll just put it in mid. We'll just put it in mid, whatever. Because I don't think there's other Patora boys, right? So all of the Zamasus, most of the Zamasus, and then 2 Vegetos. 3 Vegetos. Okay, well, that is fine, I suppose. Still mid. Zuno. It's a blocker, 2 costs. Look at the top 3 of your deck on play, and you just reorder them. I'll just put that there. Put that there. I mean, it's a 10k combo, which is a 2 cost blocker, and I mean, it's gonna help the consistency for some decks. I don't think it really is called for from the decks that we have right now. Like most decks, you're just playing cards, awakening, and then swinging. You know, there's not really much you need to do. I think this will help in Goku Black though, right? Like you're gonna want to see all of the Goku Blacks and as well as the Zamasus that you can. So you may as well just go ahead and have another option for defense, and as well as just being able to see what you need to see in general. So I think it's just mid. You know, most of these cards are going to be like that, like I said. On play, 6 costs, Zeno. Choose all cards in other battle areas, other than this card and place it in the bottom of the deck in any order. I like it as a bottom deck, and I like it as a 10k. Right? I think that's I think this is really doable for Zamasu, because I think the plan is that you could be playing that 1 cost over and over again when you can to get back to 3 life, and then use this to clear out anything in the late game. Right. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that consistently, but it's gonna help against red. It's gonna help against yellow. Right. Those are the 2 things gonna be really good against. Might help against green, but by the time you have 6 energy, they're gonna have like 8, and you're probably dead. Right. I don't know about the mirror. I don't really see it all that helpful. You know, I think this is just a weird identity crisis between like a control deck and mid-range for blue, where Zamasu is trying to be. But yeah, I think those are the only 2 colors going to be useful for. So I think he's a relatively playable card in Zamasu and probably in general, because when you think about it, like, it's just a board clear, right? Like we don't have that anywhere else in any other color. In, I mean, really, Gohan, it's not even that. Like, you just minus 10k. So yeah, I don't really think that I would call it mid. 6 is a lot. Yes, I might change my mind about that card. It's a 1 cost Goku. What do you want me to say? 4 cost Goku, 30k. Discard 3 cards with Sane in the tray. Oh boy. Switch the item. No, this is just, man. I don't think that's good. This is 0 cost, 0 combo power, man. That's the issue. That's the issue. It's really just 0 combo power. So like, you're ditching 3 cards, right? So like, those 3 cards could have been 25k power. You just swing with something else, right? So it's just, I don't know. I that's how I see it with this. It has to be super circumstantial, where like Frieza, for instance, would rest us down or keep it rested, and then you have to have 3 costs or 3 Saiyans in your hand. So like in Vegeta, I guess. But like for 4, you're probably playing something better, or for 4 energy, you're using it better. I say don't do it. You know, I would say don't do it. Cost 1, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at 2 or less and triggering your hand. I think this is like super specific, and I can't think of what this will be good for, right? It is a 10k combo power. I would say mid, like top end of mid, right? Like, I can't, like, when I think about a playable card, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna first consider that as a card to put in my deck. Highly playable is like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing 4 for it. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is decent. I think it's decent. I just can't think of, like, outside of these vanillas that we're looking at. I can't really see of like what's going to be really good for that. I guess any of the Frieza cards, Frieza army cards would be the first thing that pops into my head. That would be the first thing that comes to mind. But yep. Moving on, Videl, pay 1 if you have 7 or fewer cards. You play up to 1 skillless battle card with 3 cost or less from your hand. That's pretty sick, actually. That's actually sick. I like this card a lot. I don't know. This is like a idea card, right? Like, this is a card that I'm gonna brew and make a janky deck for. But I think it's playable in general because it is a 1 cost. it can just be played turn 1, and what are they gonna do? And it's a 10k, which is nice. You have 7 or less cards, which is gonna happen early on. You can just keep playing these 3 costs in hand. I don't think it's worth dedicating, but it is an Earthling, so peel off can get it back. So if they remove it or if they do something stupid to it, then yeah, you just keep doing it, and it's gonna be funny. So I think that's playable. Burst, attacking KO one of the other battle cards, and choose up to. Why do you get the back to hand, dude? Suboptimal. Suboptimal, dude. You have to like lose a battle card. Like you're gonna be popping your own Videl or something, or your Gov's hand. You're losing 10k power or 10k combo power. It just feels bad. On play. 7 or less, you choose up to one of your battle cards. Oh yeah, I remember this card. This one's cool. You get 10k power for your Vegeta cards, which could be your double striker. It could be your leader, obviously. So 40k swing for both, right, or more, and it's a 10k combo power, so it's like 20k right then and there. I think that's gonna be really good for the Vegeta deck. I think that's awesome. You know what? I would put some respect on Boba's name, man. Whatever. I like the card. Vegeta, talking about the play up to 1 Bulma. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's this combo. You activate main 7 or less that gains this card, and your leader gains 5k. So it's a 35k. The Bulma plays for 45k. This guy gets 5k. Dude, awesome. Awesome combo, highly playable. Play in the Vegeta deck. It's sick. It's awesome. 0 cost combo power, whatever. Who cares? Good trade-off. Attacking. Your leader is a Trunks Future. Look at the bottom card of your deck. Play up to 1 blue battle card, 2 cost or less. This is what a gimmicky card. What a gimmicky card. Oopsie. Suboptimal. I think it's cool though. I think it's cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that place stuff back to the bottom of the deck, so it may as well. But it is 0 cost. Why do they keep doing this? This is stupid. This is dumb. Like I like red doesn't have this much, right? Well, I guess they do in set 1, but whatever. Whatever. Vegito, when you KO, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle card, 2 less, and bottom of the deck. It's pretty mid. 3 cost Vegito, 7 or less. All of their battle cards reduced by 1. It's a cool card. We saw this pretty early into the set, and I think it's just gonna be awesome. It's a 1 cost or less bottom deck. Any of the 2 costs are gonna be bottom deck. You have multiple, it's gonna be 3. I think it's gonna be highly playable only because it is a unique card, right? Maybe I'll just put it back here. I'll just put it back here. People are going to be mad at me, I guess. 1 cost, Mike Future. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. Reduce the cost by 1 for the turn. Pretty cool card. I think it is going to be here. If I'm saying Vegeto's playable, this is going to be playable too, right? Like this is the whole idea behind it. Like there's not very many things. Like I guess you can combo this with like some of the other Zamasu cards. Obviously 4 cost Vegeta is going to be one of them too. Having this here and then or 5 cost Vegeta, sorry, and then 4 costs would be 5 and now 6 with my. You can get rid of a good amount of things, 17, 18, that type of thing, right? And you're just gonna have decent removal in that. Old Kai is a super combo. It's playable. What are you talking about? Divine Hammer, highly playable. Divine Hammer. If you have Zamasu Fuse battle card, choose your leader or of your. Oh wow, why is it 30? That seems excessive, right? Like. Highly playable. Like it's 2 cost. Like who cares? Like that's cool. That's cool. Obviously the Zamasus are unable to get removed or hard to remove, and this is why the Divine Hammer. I'll just put playable, whatever. The Divine Hammer. I guess that's the only thing that I would put. It says that you have to have a Zamasu battle card and not your leader. That's why I put it down. Yeah, 30k is a lot though. Like I mean, I think they're averaging out of the gigantic extra cards. Just saying like, hey, you're doing gigantic, let's do Divine Hammer instead. Idiot. Look at the top 5 of your deck. Reveal 1 card as my Supreme Kai, and then place the rest at the bottom of the order. This is good. Let's see. Supreme Kai. This has a Supreme Kai tag? Why does it have the God tag? No God or Pator tag is pretty crazy. A lot of targets at the very least. I mean, I would say playable. Playable only because there's so many targets. Okay, there's so many targets that you can actually do. So if you're gonna be playing Goku Black or Zamasu, I think that's why it's playable. Place 1 Goku Black and 1 Zamasu card from your hand or your battle area. So that's cool. Draw 2 and then play a 4 cost. That's actually pretty sick. That's actually pretty sick. I think on paper and just seeing it, I think that's pretty sick. It's a 3 cost, so you get to play a 4 and you draw 2. So like you're pitching a Goku Black from your hand, a 1 cost Zamasu from your battle area. You draw 2 and then you play the 4 cost here. I think that's pretty good. I think it's playable. I would say it's mid, depending on the consistency of the deck, but you have so many consistency-based cards that you can play in order to prevent that from happening. So I actually don't even know what the draw power for this deck is, right? Like I feel like, well, I guess it's not too bad. I guess it's not too bad because you're taking so much life, you're awakening pretty late, and you have so many self-awakeners. So I guess it's not too bad. You're gonna have a decent hand. Awakening to Super Saiyan Rose. Choose all bottle or all cards are like that's such a very thematic part of this game. Battle area return they hold in his hands. You return 3 or more cards. Draw 2 cards. Actually pretty sick because like you're getting the value from this, right? You're getting the value from this. You're getting value from this, I guess, for protection. You're getting value from this. You're getting value from all of the targets, right? You're getting value from Pan, you get a value from Mai. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nifty, actually. That's a pretty nifty card. Like, all these extra cards are pretty cool. It's 3 costs. I wish it was 2. I wish this is 2. I think it's mid because it's a 3 cost, right? I think it's mid because it's a 3 cost. Cool card, though. Super cool card. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. Place. Obviously, this, I didn't mention it, but obviously it affects your opponent's field, too, right? I get it. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and place them in the bottom of the deck. That's pretty good. I mean, that's just good, right? Like, Boo needed this. I talked about it before where, you know, in One Piece, there's Gum Rock. Pay 6 for it. It's a little bit different because Dawn system is a little bit different. In this, it's pretty equatable. 3 costs is still going to be a lot for your energy. But any battle card and bottom decking, like, that is very playable. Like at least a 2 of, right? Like what do you do? Like tell me the reasons why you don't think that would be not really playable. Look at the top 3, place it anywhere, and then draw a card. Time Ring is pretty cool. Pretty mid card though. I'll put it at the top end of mid. So 5 cost Vegeta as the last card. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards of 5 or less and turn it to the hand. I hate that it's returned to the hand. A lot of people are like, oh, these super rares are mid, blah, 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 blah. They're not supposed to be really good, dude. They're 4s for a reason. They're supposed to be pretty decent and playable, right? Like, I can even imagine the 5 cost starter deck Frieza card could have been a secret rare, right? And I don't know if it will get the same complaints. Like, it's a very solid card. It's not supposed to be game breaking like Masters, and I think this is a really good example of that. Paying 5, however, is the downside of this, right? This should have been a 4 cost. This should have been a 4 cost. Yeah, that's all I can say about this. I think it's a pretty mid card, though. I think it's top end of mid. Like, it's right in between here. Right in between. Yeah. These are all alt arts. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure this is Final Hope Slash with alt arts. So this is what I have for the time being. Hopefully this will be a little bit better for you to see. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm going to be doing the next color. Probably yellow. Yeah, I'll probably do yellow. So let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. Like this, like all that other stuff. And I'll see you in the next one for set 2.